Oh, well, now I have a lagging internet signal. We'll see how that goes. I don't move too fast. Who's watching? Oh, 7 people. Come in, guys. Come in. May as well. It's early Thursday morning. Come in, come in. Looks like we have a poor internet signal this morning. I can see my video is lagging. Come in, guys. Hilarious Pro. Salamat. Maraming salamat. Hilarious. Thank you, girl. KL. I'm back. It looks like I have a poor. It looks like. Wow. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to close everything. Armin. Sorry about that, guys. Everything's unstable this morning. Armin, welcome. Not sure. Just poor internet for some reason. Sorry to hear that, Armin. Coming in, guys. Good Thursday morning. Merry Christmas. Or Merry Christmas. How about that? Do you have any more, Armin? Hey, Armin, are you in San Francisco, California? I think I know who you are. Yeah, that's what I thought. You've been here before. So how's the holidays there, Mr. T? Oh, Hey, Jeff, what's going on, bro? Armin, don't forget the like, the thumbs up. Good morning, Jeff. I am. Yeah, I'm just burning a few hours till 6 o'clock, and then I gotta go. How about you? Oh, hey, Jeff. Meet Armin Tamzarian. Uh, he'll tell quite the tale, so just be patient with him and be entertained by his stories. What's new with you, Jeff? Hoorah. Praise God. Better than we deserve. You know, Armin, you should just write a off the wall book with all your just start writing your random thoughts like you are here. And over the days, you'll have chapter after chapter of just ramblings. And kind of reminds me of a book my son bought for me. I never read it, but it was along that same line of just random fiction that it appeared somebody just wrote what they were thinking while they were high on mushrooms or something. Almost like Dr. Seuss. Really, you'd be surprised on who would pick up that type of material in a bookstore and just read it. What do you do, Armin? Are you employed, disabled, or what's your what's your story? Yeah, what's your Do you have any hobbies? Did you play any sports? Interests? And how old are you, Armin? Maybe you told me before, but I don't remember. No, tell me about your upbringing. Where were you born? Well, you did. And what position did you play? High school there in San Francisco area, or hmm, yeah. How big were you in high school? Like how tall? What was your weight? In high school? You're same height as I am. Okay, girl. Thanks. Cool. Just concentrate on what you eat there, Armin. That's the key. It's the best place to start. Try this. Here's something I've been doing for the last 5 months, 6 months or so. Is don't change so much what you eat. Just try this. Carb yourself 3 times a week, or 4 times for now. The other 3 days of the 7, don't carb. Don't eat breads, pastas, all the bad carbs, chips, junk. Don't eat carbs on those um, 3 days. The other 4, I'm going to say what I'm doing is 3 days a week is when I carb myself. But the other 4, don't eat carbs. Just stick with your good food, your meats, your vegetables, and your fruit. Like the normal meats that you eat, the normal vegetables you eat, the normal fruits that you eat. Don't change anything. Just change the amount of days that you carb. Right? For now. And you'll be surprised on how quickly you'll wishes. Yeah, I got quite a few wishes. I got a um it's still a hope actually, more than a wish, is get back in the shape I was in when I was 50. Another wish would be the rest of my family that's still alive to learn the truth about the Word of God and be able to sit down at the dinner table and talk openly about it. And another would be um, be able to rid some bad habits. And uh, I've always had a vision of, well, the last 17 years of being able to travel the world still, but share the gospel while I'm doing that. Yeah, I was going to say, Jeff, chime in. Feel free to chime in. Thanks, bro. Lagging internet this morning. I'm going to blame it on the Xbox, but this thing's definitely slow, super slow. Yeah, like I said, Jeff, meet Armin above you. He's in the San Francisco area, California, and he tells quite the tale. Yeah, that's why. Lagging. You know what I need to do is I need to reset this Xbox. If you give me 5 minutes, I can leave and come back. You know, let me do that real quick. Um, the live stream will go black for about 5 minutes, but I think that would help. Can you bear with me for 5 minutes? And I'll be back in 5 minutes. Sound good? Look at that. This Xbox isn't even responding. But I'll be back. This thing's not even responding. Hmm. figure out what to do here. Give me a moment. All right, I'm back. Let's try this again. A little bit better, you think? Okay. All right. How's that? Looks like everything's responding a little bit more normal. You can hear me okay? Check, check, check. Let's check my audio here real quick. Check, check, check. Yep. It make it a little more sensitive. It's far away from me. There you go. I got audio. Good to go. Okay. Round two. Round three. Any demons in my past? No. Well, how about put it this way, Armin? There's demons every day. We don't battle a. We're in a spiritual battle every day. Okay. You can only fight spiritual battles with spiritual weapons. So you can't fight them with fleshly weapons. That doesn't make any sense. You fight fleshly battles with fleshly weapons. But any demons in my past? Yeah, I've learned that we live in a fallen world. So there's demons all around us. We're dying. So we are infected. We are sentenced with the death sentence since we were born. There you go, Jeff. He gave you another chance to do it again. That's right. If, right, Jeff? The big if. If we choose to believe. It really is that simple. It's quite a concept when you learn contrary to what most of us were taught. Like myself, yeah. Do I remember any? Of course, my whole life is my past. Anything that sticks out in my memory? No. Not unless I talk about it, Armin, and then, I can remember my past, but no, nothing's really sticking out. Hey, reliable fan, XML. Life is going better than I deserve. Reliable. How about you? Better than I deserve every day. And advanced Merry Christmas. Hoorah. Praise God. Where are you coming from, Reliable? What part of the. Well, here, spiritually, you're doing better than you deserve, Jeff. You tried to use what? Time travel. Speaking of Asia, what part of Asia? Philippines? Reliable? What in the world? You're starting to make me smile again. Do what? ¿Cómo está, Reliable? Is that your main channel or a ninja? Saan ka nakatira sa Pinas? You talking about me? Oh, you're doing good. Okay. Reliable. Let's see if we can surprise Reliable. That's not you. Is it Girl in the Mirror under your ninja? No, actually, I've thought about that, Armin, and I don't hold on to anything. I really don't. It's something us guys, at least I don't. Women have a hard time letting go of things, but me, there's nothing really. They're long forgotten. Wait. You're saying my screen is just a black screen with two square white dots? I don't understand, Reliable. Oh, you're talking about you. Oh. Okay. I just understood what you said. Your your uh, your profile picture is a black screen. No, he's talking about his profile. Jeff, I know. I thought the same thing. I'm like, what? A black screen with two white dots. He's talking about his profile picture. Um, Saan ka nakatira sa Pinas? Reliable. That's okay, Jeff. I saw that. I was thinking the same thing. There's a low in the high 40s. Hey, you're from Germany. I know that. Hello. Hello. Sabi mo? Sanabi mo? Wait. What? What's your, what does that mean? What's sanabi? Sinabi? I don't know that word. Just tell me that word. Sinabi. Sinabi. Or sinabi. And I can figure out the rest. Oh, you're from Malaysia. Well, in Germany, it means what did you say? Oh, okay. Yeah, what did you say? S-A-Y. Okay. Say. Gotcha. I said, where are you from in the Philippines? Saan ka nakatira sa Pinas? Samar. Do you speak Waray? Waray? I bet you do. Ano itim ngalan? See if I said that correct. Did I say that correctly? Ano it ngalan? Usually three things. One of three things brought you here. There's a low in the high 40s. The Word of God, military, or emergency medicine. You understood me. Hey, JM. That's the only thing I remember in Waray. Ano itim ngalan? What is your name? Yeah, John Mark. Ako si Gary. Like Gary Valenciano. You speak Bisaya then, John. Maayong hapon diha guwapo. And this morning, we'll talk about anything, John. I mean, yeah, John. All right, Jeff. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you. Hoorah. Read, what is it? John chapter 2 for Christmas morning. The birth of Jesus. And that story. When the three wise men were hiking across the lands to go see him. It's a great story. Yeah. Awesome. Galing, John. Magaling. Did I ever get beat up by a Filipino? No. My asawa has gotten mad at me. Actually, kind of the opposite. I beat up a Filipino, not a Filipina. What? Lame. What are you talking about? All right. Hey, Reliable. Thanks for coming. Don't forget the Tamsak. Oh, you said earlier you already click the Tamsak. Maraming salamat. Feliz Navidad. Merry Christmas. And a Happy New Year. What in the world? Oh, I got my glasses. Yeah, I think he knows that. Poof. I'm back. Speaking of time travel, how was that? I did the back. No, my idea. Test, 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 test. Yeah, good. No, don't be. I'm talking to people. There's a low in the high 40s. So you have to get that. So how about now? Test, test, check, check, check. How's that sound? Sound good? Test, test, test. It looks good. I got a good meter reading. 5 out of 5. Oh, yeah, 5 out of 5. Much better. Gotcha. Thank you. What am I going to call you? I keep struggling to say there's a low in the high 40s. What name can I call you or nickname? You can just call me. Let's say a nickname. United States Marines call medics, the Navy. You know, city, city. Latin about was Spanish about the people who think. What part of Malaysia are you? There must be a connection. Test, test, that changes to a different audio figure. See if I can experiment. Test, 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 test. Good, good, good. Well, I have a choice of three different settings: default, communications, and I think there's two default. What's it? Again, it says digital default and digital audio interface. Actually, there's two of those. Yeah, the third one is communications, digital audio interface. See, okay. See how long that goes. What do you mean? I'm sure. I'm not sure it wasn't meant. Yeah, test, test. Internet thing. Probably. Turn down the button. 1080. That might be. I think that might be. The internet is having um, keeping up with the 1080. Turn it down to 7. See if that helps. Okay. Well, thanks for coming back there, Armin. still there, CP, in the background? Nobody. Picture. Oh, statue. Statue. You see a statue. What do you see? How about that picture right there? It's a this house will serve the Lord. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. No, I swung at my brother-in-law, and he ended up taking me to court for nearly 2 years. And I just uh, ended it here like last month. Finally, unbelievable. So I didn't per se beat him up, but I got the best of him. So hopefully he won't raise his hand at anybody ever again. Yeah, all you got to do is file a complaint, and that's what he did. And then I got a summons in the mail about 3 weeks later, and that began the nearly 2 year process of clearing this up. Uh, no, he's a lost soul. Pray for him that he'll discover the truth one day, the real truth, the only truth. There can only be one truth, right? No, he responded like I guess any other guy would do. Well, actually, no. As far as his physical response, I'm talking about what he did after the fact was, I think he was after money, and he ended up with a lawyer and probably a $3,000-4,000 bill to pay off. What the heck? That's okay, Armin. No problem. So what's new in Malaysia there, CT? Is it? Lots of rain? It sounds like the Philippines. It's a Southeast Asia thing, at least in the island chains of Southeast Asia. And I didn't ban Armin. I thought I just put him on timeout. But oh well, that's okay. I had to give him a break. Put him on timeout. Yeah, that's my wife is from the Philippines, and we always comment about what is considered to be a disaster here in the United States, and over in your hometown and the Philippines, all the kids are out on the street swimming in it and playing, and they're having fun. I was in the recent past, I was doing some no curiosity. I was I was doing some research in the Philippines as to if I moved there, um, where would I live in this certain area? So I started doing a Google, research on certain criteria. One was rainfall, the amount of rainfall, and the second was flooding patterns. And so I just, typed in those keywords in this area of the Philippines, and it came up with what do you call it? Like a geographical, or shouldn't say geographical, a weather chart. What's that called? Uh, like a geo geophysical geo. What is it? The people that study the weather. Anyways, they've got charts and maps of contour maps and rainfall maps and flooding charts for the different areas, and they're all color coded. You'll see a hill or a mountain, and in that certain on that mountain, they show a grid, a topographical grid, and it's all colored in greens, uh, yellow, greens, uh, orange, and reds. The redder it is, the more rainfall or the more flooding. And so I could actually use those charts to see what area of the mountain is, least affected by those two things. And it was something I had looked at before, but you can look at past uh, trends, for a certain area. And I've always said, unfortunately, in the Philippines, in Malaysia, in Indonesia, you're even in the United States, wherever there's a low-lying area, industry tends to develop in the flatter areas, which usually means the low-lying areas, especially if you live in a mountainous region. Well, those low-lying areas are floodplains, because water runs downhill. And that's what I see in the Philippines. I see it all over Southeast Asia. Most of industry, most of the employment, most of the people are funneled down into these valleys. So whenever there's rain, what happens? Those low-lying areas get washed out. And it makes headlines. It's like, well, what do you think's going to happen in those areas? So wherever I go, even in the United States, I want to know, what's the flood, the rainfall? What is the flood patterns? And if there is, then stay away from that as best you can and try to pick some elevation to build on, up on the hill, on the side of the hill, at least above the water line. So you're not devastated every time there's a large amount of rain. So, but it's not always possible for everybody. Because especially in the third world countries, even in the United States, people don't build up on the side of mountains. They do, but you got to have money to do that. And industry doesn't build up on hillsides. So if you're going to go to work, or you're going to work down in the flat area, and if you're going to live there, you can't live, 20, 30, 40, 50 miles away from your work, at least in the Philippines or Malaysia, and if you do travel that much to get to your work, you don't want to keep going back and forth. So what do? You find a place to live near your work. Well, that means you're going to live down in the floodplain of your work. Right? Even in Malaysia, if you're going to work where they pay you money, then you're more than likely going to board. You're going to pay boarding to stay there while you're working. And then you go home every so often to go visit family. I mean, that's the way it is in the Philippines, or you can't make enough money in your own country, so you have to leave and you become an OFW, overseas foreign worker, and you're working in Dubai or Saudi Arabia or Canada or Australia, Hong Kong, Qatar, etc., etc. But it's not really. I mean, there's a lot more money in the United States, but industry, you don't find industry up on a mountainside. You find it down in the flat areas. So if you work there, you have to commit yourself to a floodplain if you're in a mountain area. Yeah, it's not, like I said, it's not always possible, CP. But it's too late if you don't do the research and all of a sudden there's a disaster and the whole hillside washes, into you, or the river floods and wipes out, your whole street and business, or like that giant tidal tsunami in Japan back in 2000. When was it? 2004, 2000, whatever year it was. Those areas that got devastated by that tsunami, where were they? You've seen them. You've seen them. The videos, mountainsides on each side, and all down at the bottom is where the tsunami. The water seeks the least path of resistance, and it wiped out that whole valley. Well, duh. It's like, it's like, why don't you just run up on the side of the hillside like some people did? They took refuge up on the hillside, 50 feet, 100 feet. And you can stand there and watch the tsunami wash everything away. But at least they're not washing you away. It's not washing you away. And I used to work in emergency medicine, and we call those types of incidences mass casualty incidences, MCI. And an MCI isn't necessarily a fun thing to participate or be part of. It's chaos. It's stressful. I really, being in the business for 20 years, almost 20 years, it's like I wasn't, now that I'm out of it and I see these disasters, it's like I have no desire to go there and help. No. No, thank you. That's a horrible situation. When I'm driving now, you can ask my wife, and I see a motor vehicle accident, I'm like, I put my blinders on. I don't even want to see it because I'm not going to stop, number one. And even if I do stop, there's not a whole lot I'm going to be able to do. I know the drill. I used to work it. And it's just, there's a lot of sitting around and nothing being done as quick as you want it to be. Even for paramedics like myself, it's a lot of work and it's stressful. And the outcome isn't always what you picture in your brain. And so if you magnify that into a disaster, like an earthquake or a flood, etc., and there's many, many people that are, killed, what a mess. What a mess. I don't want to have anything to do with it. That's why I choose. I do that research, because if I'm ever in a position where there's a disaster, I want to be protected already. And it's not being cold or inhumane, but I want to be able to be up on the hillside looking down going, I'm sure glad I chose to build up on the hillside, because all those people down there, they get what they deserve. I mean, they chose to live there. So what did they expect? A lot of people don't realize what they're doing. So I just, I'd rather. And I guess the third thing is, I can't do anything for you if I'm injured or hurt. So I have to be protected in order to help you. So I'm going to choose somewhere where it's safe. That way, if I do choose to help you, I can. Does that make sense? Yeah. And here, I always do this in my live stream, but that makes me think now, if something did happen to you and you lost your life, we're all going to die one day, either today, tomorrow, or 40 years, 50 years from now, or more, right? We're all going to die. So what's going to happen after you die? If you don't know, number one, let somebody show you what they know. And number two, take care of it. Find out what your options are. And if there's a chance that you could live again, like we are right now, right? It's a pretty darn supernatural miracle that we are living today on an earth that supports life. That's a pretty darn miracle. So if it's a miracle once, why can't it be again? Why can't this happen one more time? And I found out that the God that made us, that put us here, again, there's only one way we got here. People believe all kinds of stories as to how we got here, but there's only one answer. And I found overwhelmingly convincing evidence that in the beginning, God created. Overwhelming evidence. And that God promises me another chance to do this again. If, conditional, we believe in him and his story. So I said, I want to know. I'm interested. And I let a 50-year-old man explain it to me when I was 15 years old. And I accepted it. I decided that sounds pretty simple. Well, it took me 35 years to really get interested in the details. So I started studying it more 17 years ago when I was 45. So yeah, 30 years later. And I realized, you know what? This is incredible. The study is incredible. I'm learning science all over again. I'm learning astronomy, geology, physics, archaeology, astrophysics. I'm just going down the list of all the fields of science, medicine. I'm reading scientists' journals and looking at their studies because I don't have the time or the knowledge they do. And I'm reading their material. And the information I'm getting is unbelievable. So now I'm telling people about it. Threshold moment. Yes, I did. Absolutely. I'm in the medical field. What do you think? It's like silly. It's like vaccinations work, people. Sorry to burst your bubble, but we won't go down that rabbit hole. So, um, yeah. So back to what I was saying was uh, picking an area to live on that is safe. Well, then why not go even further and say, well, if something does happen and my life does end tomorrow, I'm good with that also because I'm protected. I get another chance to do this again after I take my last breath in this life. So it's a win-win proposition. I get to enjoy the fruits of believing while I'm still here, and I get to enjoy another chance to live again, but this time forever. And I thought, that it sounded far-fetched at first, but I thought, well, wait a minute. This life is pretty far-fetched if you think about it. Like, what are the chances that we just appeared here on this planet in this universe? That's a pretty far-fetched thing to even imagine how it could have happened. So I thought, why not? Yeah, protected either way. See, I tell people, I haven't met you, I don't think, CP, but there's usually one of three things that brought this channel in front of you is the Word of God, emergency medicine, or the military. Because those are the three things we talk about the most. And one thing leads to another, which leads to another, and it's all connected. It's all connected. Oh, threshold. Let me read your past stuff. In other words, I don't think he's a pure blood. Wait. He seems like a type that would take it. Of course. Oh, wait, here. So the question is, did he do his own research and not get it, or did he just engage and hurt mentally based on military groupthink? Neither. You see, you're wrong in both instances. See, people don't realize, oh, there's more than just that? Yeah. I did my own research and I got it. It was a no-brainer. There was no question. I work in the business, bro. Or I used to. My wife does. Her family does. Yeah, so there's really nothing. It really wasn't even a research to be done. It was, there was no. Yeah, you were influenced by the media, like most people were. Yeah, the media matrix. As much as you don't want to admit it. Oh, I already did, bro. So you got to listen. You can always scroll back and listen to my comments and correct yourself. Threshold. Yeah, it's okay. CP. I usually just, the more people that stay in chat, the better off. No, as long as I was just going to comment on silencing people, as long as you're being, appropriate with your language and not, you know, I mean, it's like Armenian. I mean, not threshold. Armin Tamzarian. If you go back and read his comments, he's been here quite a few times, and he's got quite the imaginations. And his comments are, if you didn't already notice, they're kind of like yours. It's like, all right, Armin, thanks for coming back, bro. Yeah, I think the threshold and or threshold moment and Armin would be a great duo. It's like, do you realize what you're saying? It's like, what? That it's experimental. What isn't? Excuse me? Like when they come out with a drug or a vaccination of any kind. Yeah, you got to go by the numbers there, threshold. I think your mouth is running more than you're willing to listen. Threshold, thanks for coming, bro. Hey, did you click the like button? You don't need to subscribe. Just hit the thumbs up. Give your fingers a rest a little bit, and just click on the like button. No, it's okay, Armin. The longer he's here, the better my watch hours. That's why I went vertical live instead of the landscape, because I get a bigger audience. Melody, ¿cómo está? Melody Evangelista. I think Armin has a brother. His name is Threshold Moment. Do you have any more, Threshold? You're reading this, CT? Are you a girl, CT, or are you a guy? A non-pure blood midget. uh, coerce them to take experimental vaccines. Hey, I saw that movie, Threshold. So if it was a 0.03 death rate, how come you didn't get vaccinated? That's a pretty low death rate there, brah. Mabutipo. Better than I deserve, Melody. What is my diagnosis on Threshold? I asked him already. I said, do you have any more? I'm waiting for his response. Again, CP, the longer people are in my chat, the better it is for my watch hours. So just let them ramble. It's okay. Everything's an experiment, brother. What are you talking about? You got to start somewhere. Maraming salamat, Melody. You seem to be up on the stats a lot better than I am there, Threshold. Hey, Threshold, would you like to, let's say, be a heroin addict for your boosters? What year was the motivation? And I never feared COVID. I never fell for that fear tactic. So I didn't get vaccinated since I'm not vaccinated. I don't fear vaccine. If you don't fear it, then why not get it? Simple logic and reason. That's my statement as well. Oh my gosh. He's quite a fast typer, though. He tried to say earlier that I was against all vaccines. Oh my gosh, who said that, brother? You need to start your own news program. Maybe CNN would have been a good employer. And I claim to be a scientist. There you go. See there? He's writing a book, guys. I told what's his name? Armin. You should write a book, bro. Just write it all on paper and get it in a book between covers and like get a whole, thick book, chapters of this writing. Just random, go off like you are now. Just keep going off on page after page and put it between, a cover, between covers, and sell it on, on Amazon or in a bookstore. You'd be surprised on how many people would just pick it up and read people's writings on anything. Hoorah. I know. No, he wouldn't. He doesn't speak that much English. You gotta give him credit though for being able to type pretty quick. Hey, anybody else that wants to interject your own subject? Feel free. Don't be swayed by threshold moment. He's just filling up space, but that's okay. Let him do it because I need the watch hours. I used to have to sedate people like threshold moment. We'd give them Ativan and Ativan. What was the cocktail? We'd give Ativan and Valium. I don't think we had to really resort to Valium. Ativan, I'm sorry, and Benadryl. Yeah. Let's see. I actually went out fishing here the other day. Threshold. I mean, not threshold. Now he's got me. Um, got my attention. The temperature got up to 62 the other day, and rain, like a warm rain, relatively warm rain. And I thought, oh, perfect. So I actually was able to launch at about 8 o'clock in the morning. And I just fished till noon. And it was slow. Um, Caught two pickerel and had one giant looking bass come up and strike an orange and black crankbait as I was about to pull it out of the water. But he didn't hook himself. And that was the end of that day. But it was nice to get the kayak out and motor around the lake. So it was pretty cool. Here, let me ask you this question, Threshold. If you knew you had cancer, let's just say, you concluded, even yourself, saw the evidence that you were infected with cancer. And your doctor who you're seeing said, hey, Threshold, I have the cure for you, but, I don't think you deserve it. And he withheld it from you. Would you want to know, what it is? Would you be upset that he was withholding the cure for your cancer? I mean, it's like an obvious question. Of course you would, right? You'd say, why isn't he telling me? Well, on that note, here, stop your fingers for a moment. Armin, I thought you had to go. But thanks for hanging around, right? So on that note, there's a cure for your death that you're going to experience one day, Threshold. There is a cure, 100%, without a doubt. But all you have to do is say, I'll accept it. And I can tell you what it is. But more than likely, you won't take it. Even if it's 100%. No, you know what? Here, I will comment though on this last question. Listen, stop your talking, or I'm going to wait for you to stop so I can answer your question. If you won't stop, then you'll never get an answer. Okay? Hold on 1 second, Pyro. Threshold has been nonstop since he came in the room, so I'm just letting him ramble. I'm waiting for him to stop. You've asked about 20 questions so far, so I can't answer them all there, Threshold. I'm waiting for you so I can comment on this right here. Okay? You let me know when you're ready to hear an answer. Oh no, I pray. You know what? Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you and say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. That's Jesus Christ talking. So, in other words, do I want to be blessed? Let people revile you and persecute you and say all manner of evil against you falsely. So you're doing nothing but blessing me. What a concept, huh? Are you ready yet? Because if you're not done talking, I ain't gonna answer. I'm just gonna let you talk. No, it's okay. It's okay, Armin. Just let him talk. The longer he's in here, the better off I am. There, see, he won't stop. So just let him talk. It's good. He'll never stop, so I'll never get a chance to answer. No, I'm ready, and you're not stopping. I'm waiting for you to stop there, Threshold, and I'll give you one answer to that question above. Okay? That one, right there. You ready yet? Are you ready? Are you ready? You got to stop talking. There, here we go. I'm willing to answer a question, but you won't stop. I'm trying. Just a minute, Pyro. He won't stop talking. So, again, the longer he's in here, the better off my channel is. So, that's fine. It's pretty impressive, though, that he can type that fast for as long as he has. That's perfect. See? He would be good, huh? Man, he'd get your homework done really quick. CIA. Hey, Pyro, where are you from, bro? Speaking of drones. Arizona. I'm over on the East Coast. I'm a San Diego boy now in New Jersey. I want to talk about it, but I can't seem to answer because you won't stop. So that's okay. I was waiting for, I was waiting for people to fill the room with whatever, even if it's one person filling the room. The longer he's here, the more watch hours I get, and I need watch hours. So, hoorah, Pyro. What part of San Diego? I was in Claremont. That's where I was born and raised. It's pretty impressive, though. Hey, so Threshold, how's your Victoria's Secret panties? What vaccines are not experimental, bro? Oh, in the hills? Cool. Or on a hill? Oh, there you go. Well, that's cool also. That's why Threshold will write your essay papers for you, Armin. Just hire him. The entertainment, brother. You never answered my question. How's your Victoria's Secret panties? There, and he doesn't listen either. Oh my goodness. Talking about the way of avoiding the actual discussion matter. That's okay. You know, guys, the three dots to the right of Threshold's name, if you click on the three dots, you have an option of blocking him. So it'll block him for you so you don't have to see his comments if you haven't already done that. But you can do that, I believe. Maybe you can't because you're not a moderator. But see if you have that option. there. How about it says threshold was banned and their comments were removed, but I'm actually clicking on um, timeout, and it's not timeouting him. Of course it is. Yeah, I was almost hospitalized uh, with it for 42 days. I suffered from it for 42 days and was that close to admitting myself to the emergency room. And the next day, on the 21st day, the fever finally broke. No kidding, 21 days of fever. And then I was with a residual cough for 21 days, 21 more days after that. So a total of 42 days. And I was going to comment that if I had the opportunity to not suffer like I did, do you think I would have accepted a vaccination had I known about it before I got the illness? Oh, no way. None of your beeswax as well? Really? I never heard that. But anyways, yeah, and I even told this to my pastor. I was like, he wasn't an advocate of the vaccination. And I told him, I said, Pastor, listen, do you think I would have chosen to get vaccinated had we known about it before I was infected? Duh. What do you think? I wished I had known about the vaccination before I got infected. You know, it's a no brainer. Like I said, it's like, are you kidding? If you had an excruciating headache and you knew that Tylenol could help you relieve that pain, would you take it to relieve that agony? I mean, that's a stupid question. Of course you would. Of course you would. You see? No, he wouldn't stop talking. I was already going to say that to him. It wouldn't have made a difference. He would have kept going. And he would have justified, he wouldn't have accepted what I said. Think about that. It's not it's not a question of whether or not I would have got it. Of course I would. Later, Armin. I need to take my wife to work. She's getting up now. I gotta. Well, There. Test, test, test. Did that fix it? Did that fix the audio? Is that better? Thank you. It's it's 1080 is taking up the bandwidth, so I changed it to 720. Thank you, Nanya. Hey, I've been vaccinated all my life, and I'm still here. You're welcome. Flu vaccine, medicines work. They've worked ever since we came in. Again, and I had the opportunity of going through that for 42 days. You think I would have done this? So, at the end of my life justification, if I had a screaming migraine headache, they had Imitrex, which is intramuscular injection for migraines. And that Imitrex would have alleviated my migraine. Do you think I would have said, no, 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 no more, no more injections? I'll deal with it. Yeah. So, hey guys, I gotta go. As you were, I gotta take the wife to work. Later, guys. Thank you again. I'm usually live streaming Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Uh, Thursday was an exception. So, later, guys.